Okay, let's get this super spontaneous late night gaming session on the way. I guess, what is it? It's 10:30 local time now, 10:30 p.m. in Miami Beach, Florida. Joining me today is one woman who's deadly sick in the hospital. Well, food poisoning, so it's not deadly sick, but we hope you're going to be back on your feet tomorrow, Christina. And what types of friends would we be if we wouldn't be there for you in your hour of need? I remember how terrible that was to spend the nights in the hospital and you can't really sleep, and maybe you doze off for 20 minutes, but it's just not nice. So there we go, Christina, this one's for you. Julia is here with me, of course. She's joining in the chat. We're live on Mixer, we're live on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitch and on a couple of other services I can't even remember. I think it's dlive.tv, streaming on the blockchain, and something else, Africa.tv in Korea. So good morning, my friends in Korea, if you're watching. Sadly, you won't be able to join the chat from those platforms. If you want to join me in the chat, have a look at mixer.com/VerseLewis or on my YouTube channel, which should be linked there. So we're playing a spontaneous game today, which is VOODOO Vince, of course, in fact the remastered edition, and I can tell you a lot about this game, and I guess we'll do that once we get started. We'll get a bit of an introduction here. This is a game that was one of the launch titles for the original Xbox back in 2001, I believe. That's how old it is. And it was always one of my favorite titles. It was made by a man named Clayton Kauzlaric, and he back then had a company called Beep Industries, and I think they've renamed themselves into Beep Games. And he really only made that one game for the original Xbox, and then the Xbox 360 eventually came out, and people were waiting for another installment of VOODOO Vince, and it never happened, sadly. So yes, until fairly recently, about a year or two ago, when his company, now renamed into Beep Games, remade this. So I think what they have done there, they have used the same geometry, because those were all vectors, and replaced some of the textures into higher resolution versions that they either still had or that they had to remake. It's always been one of my favorites, and it was just, such a nice little cute platform game. So there we go. Christina, thanks for joining. There we go. You're back. That is fantastic. Yeah, so Half-Eaten Hot Dog. Let's have a look at this game. I've only just installed it on here, so we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you so much for hosting my stream there, Julia. Very cool stuff. Hey, maybe I should follow you. I'm going to follow all of you. This is a great idea. Hypebot, hey, thank you so much for hosting that stream as well. This is going to get the word out to so many other people. Currently we have 5 viewers. Hey, that's not bad. It's a good start, isn't it? Oops, what happened here? Xbox Live? What is that? Oh yeah, because it's only just installed on here. I guess that's me signing into a service that I didn't even know I had to sign into. That's always good, isn't it? So there we go. You're now signed into Xbox Live, I hear. That's perfect. Switching data, synchronizing data. Oh, this is nice. So this has actually got cloud saves enabled and all that. That's very cool. I didn't know that. That's very cool. Oh, yes, I'm going to go full screen. And also I'm going to start the game from the very beginning, of course, because how do I do that? Oh, there we go. This is Vince. We're going to meet VOODOO Vince here. This is him. He has some hilarious animations like this one where he takes his eye out and then puts it back in. Sometimes he's a bit eager for us to get started, so when we look at him from the back, he's always thinking, do something, dude. It's very exciting. This, I believe, this shop here is the VOODOO shop. That is Madame, I believe, Charlemagne or something is her name. She lives in New Orleans, of course, as you do, and this is her voodoo shop. And Vince is one of her voodoo dolls, but I believe we're going to see the whole story unfold from the very beginning. And you know what voodoo shops are like, one of those things. Totally burlap. Okay, let's do this thing with a brand new game.
In an old city, in an old neighborhood, you will find my voodoo shop. I am Madame Charmaine. I help people. Sometimes I give advice, sometimes I just listen. Every now and then I use Vince, my third best voodoo doll. power always attracts those who shouldn't have it. People like Cosmo the Inscrutable. He tried and failed many times to get his hands on some zombie dust. One night, he sent some roustabouts to take it by force. Cosmo's goons had no idea what they were about to unleash. I had to stop those idiots.
So, it's Cosmo's henchman. Can't you steal the secret of my zombie dust? You know not what you're dealing with.
There is great danger of... But I was too late. I was trapped and on my way to Cosmo's lair. The zombie dust his goons had unleashed was already beginning to bend and warp reality. Yet I could also sense a new mind in contact with my own. It was Vince. The zombie dust had brought him to life. An unlikely hero, to be sure, but only Vince can help me now. I am Madame Charmaine, your creator. Find me before it's too late. I am in the clutches of Cosmo the Inscrutable. Remember, you are a voodoo doll, so many dangerous things will not hurt you. Just beware of evil magic. Cosmo and his monsters can do you great harm. Gather all the zombie dust you can. Defeat all the monsters you can. I will try to help through the link we share, but all depends on you, Vince.
Okay.
Such an unlikely hero for the story. He's tiny and he's got huge enemies to contend with. And I guess the exciting thing about this game is that he's only 12 inches tall or something, and he can't really do any harm, as you would think. But so he can jump, he can double jump, and he can jump and float. That's this. And he can also jump and oh, there we go. This is how he can float. Oh yeah, exactly. We can go on the table. And so what makes Voodoo Vince special is that as voodoo dolls go, I guess you put a pin into them and that exerts pain onto someone else. And that is exactly how we have to get past some of those dangerous enemies here. But we can also learn a lot about, like you said, Dreamlab, about how, well, back in the day, games were made with a low poly count and all of a sudden it was a style. So it's very nice. You can see how they've used transparency maps here, and occasionally there's low poly items. And this used to be an SD only game. It didn't have HD options. I believe it was 480p back in the day when it came out. On the Xbox you could do that. It was one of the first games consoles that had something like a HD-ish type output, like a progressive output. Tells you a little bit about how to control him. Oh, look at that, we have a mirror. That is always exciting. A mirror in games. That's very cool. I don't know what engine they've made that with. But yes, this is Voodoo Vince. So we can, much like on a Mario game, and I suppose this is what they were thinking about when they made the original Xbox, and they needed a platform launch title for that. So you can go and smash things by bumping into them like so. Bad example, you can't do it here. You can also jump and then kind of go down like that with his head bouncing onto something. That'll smash smashable objects. And of course we're going to get lots of stuff to collect. So this is just a little training level here. It tells you what to do. That you can go and jump and then hover to go past longer distances. And if you can do this, that means you can spin move people and then just go ice all types of enemies. Well, here's some. Let's just have a look. Yes, I suppose that was kind of a, yeah, let's have a look at that. It's a good idea, actually. They probably did this just so that a little bit of a style comes into this. So like also the staircase and all that, they could have been straight and boring, but they did really put a little bit of an effort into this to make this look just that slight bit weird and cartoonish. You can see the fence here, that's very low poly, but it's not just cubes and blocks. They have really shifted the vertices to turn this into a really nice, yeah, kind of cartoony looking, weird looking game. And it's got a really cool style to it, and we meet so many exciting cute little characters. So this is just like Ratatouille in a way. That was also a contender, by the way. I was going to wire up my Wii, and then we could have played Ratatouille. So we can punch these guys in the face, and then they release these things that we can pick up, and that'll restore our health. And he has the funniest comments when you kill people. Well, ice enemies. These things will give us special voodoo powers.
More of these. This is a voodoo icon. Each voodoo icon will give you a voodoo power. Your voodoo powers are the best way to destroy many monsters at once. Take this one and use it well.
And he burps too. So at the top right corner we've got this skull icon, and that means now when he glows we can use one of those, and we'll collect multiple of these, so there'll be multiple glow icons, and each of them represents kind
powerful.
of it's like
evildoers beware.
it means every time we pick one of these up it'll release a random voodoo power. So we collect hilarious ones. So right now I know I can use one, and they kill every enemy that's around us. So we could jump in here and punch every single one of these guys in the face, or jump on their heads or something, but we can also just jump in the middle and then launch this power. Let's see what happens.
Monsters contain magic beads. Gather them to see your true power.
Now we can take all these beads away with us here, if we're fast enough, because they do disappear, of course. I guess we didn't kill everybody, so let's go and see if we can kill him. I think he got me a little bit, so that shows me at the top left there.
Ew, dead monster smell.
Whenever I'm hit, I get to, I think, how do I do this? There's probably a thing I can press. One of them. That'll just show me. Oh, this is first person view. Oh, I can do that too. That's nice. There's some way. I'm just trying to figure out the buttons here. Oh, there we go. That's it. So on the top left, I get my health. That'll increase over time. At the top right, I get the voodoo powers that I have. So I need to collect more stuff to get another voodoo power. And we have so many items we need to collect. So the blue things here we need to collect. We need two of these voodoo power things. And there's also some pink pages, I guess, in this level. We don't have any. And on the right-hand side, I can see that I've got 3 lives left.
Kneel! It is I, Cosmo the Inscrutable!
Terrible.
Behold the future master of the world. Who is this so-called champion who dares oppose me? Show yourself and face your mortal enemy.
Poor Vince.
think a mere pile of cloth and thread can defeat the likes of me?
Hey, boss, where's the pickles?
What? How are you? What are you doing in my evil vision?
I'm just making a sandwich.
For crying out loud! Be gone, minion! Where was I? Oh yeah. Fool! How can you hope to save Madame Charmaine when you face awesome power like... Hey! Ooh, why are you looking at me like that?
Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
Never mess with a voodoo doll, Poindexter. Freaking idiot. Dragging me out on a night like this. Might as well get this show on the road, though. Can't believe they want a 10-inch voodoo doll to go be a hero. Why can't some other perfectly good...
Fantastic. So I guess from a writing point of view, we have just met the villain of the piece. I forgot his name already.
Good mojo. Every 100 expands your health meter.
No, Poindexter, Julia was saying, is it Poindexter? But no, that's just Vince's name for him. That's him, Cosmo, the inscrutable. Dreamlabs gets 100 points. This is good. There were other things that this hype bot can do, which is enabled by default. I don't know if he can give points to people. But I'm working on something, I'm going to call it JBot, and that will be able to do that. So eventually we're going to have that, where we can just give things to people. Oh, okay, good. Even better. Look at these gingerbread men, very nice. Once again, very simple geometry, but extremely cutely animated. I think that's what this game really has going for it, a great animation.
Some action require a special item to work properly.
So it looks like we have an oven here. These guys don't seem to run towards me. That's always nice. Let's just ice them, even though I do like the animation. Ah, actually he does run towards me. This looks like a dough making machine here. Perhaps we need to do something in order to get this thing going. Let's see what that could be. After icing this guy. Aha! Looks like a scale, a Baron Brent scale.
Ah, I'm a lightweight.
It looks like we need something heavier to keep that door open, or to open it even wider. Ah, the gingerbread men are back. Ah, there's that. That isn't actually a dough making machine after all. Maybe it's just like a kind of a mixer. Ironic. Yeah, I wonder if I need to go and jump in there? Ah. That didn't do anything. I guess I need to switch this thing on. And perhaps then if it kills me in the process, that's exactly what we need to do. Let's have a look. These stairs? No, the other ones you mean? Did you mean these stairs? Oh, here, there we go. That magic
Action
lever.
cards like this one allow you to do special things.
Let's see what special thing that could be. Ah, such as turning that blender on. I like calling it a mixer. It's just, fits in with the whole mixer thing. Alright. Do you know, very good point. That is how you do good game design. You shine that light on important things, therefore you know where to go.
I'm okay.
Who would have thought? How exciting. Well, there we go. These guys are dead. And more importantly, I guess, we have a sack of flour at the top of this. Perhaps that's going to be heavy enough for us to keep that door open.
Strength, Vince. Pressing Y can make you lift some objects.
So cute, isn't he?
Well done. Press Y again to drop whatever you carry.
Nice one. Oh dear, that is cute, isn't it? It is this whole animation thing that is just so cool. Caution, loading dock. Delivery chute. Well, this looks like the exit from this level, and we're going to collect a voodoo power on the way out. We can always go back to levels if we do miss something, so there's always this kind of start screen that lets us have a look at how many other items we need to collect.
Still with us, little doll? Most impressive. But you'll never make it past the piggy bank of dough.
Oh, look after that cough. What was his name again? Cosmo. One of the most unmemorable villains in video game history. GLaDOS, no problem. Remember her. Okay, so it looks like we have a blood-splattered VOODOO Vince on the bottom here. Perhaps I can use my all-important first-person vision here to see what else is going on. Nice sky. Let's not look too closely at the background there. I like the colors. Yeah, there we go. Water is moving. Very nice. Nicely done. Nah, the background is a little bit... let's look past that. But the water, hey, look at the water. Very nice. Subnautica worthy. And we've got a gator there. So the whole game is set in Louisiana, I believe. That is something connected to something else here. 2 cables. And they're going up here. I see. That could come in handy.
This must be the laziest monster ever.
Yeah,
First thing I gotta do is wake him up if I want to get past.
Ah, but he does kill me if I touch him.
That wasn't too helpful.
Okay. We know where the piggy bank of doom is. Let's see what the rest of this level has to offer. This looks nice. I'm not entirely sure why it's here. Well, we can go downstairs. Let's try that. J. Johnson's Unnatural Food Flavoring since 1893. Ah. Doug Monkey brand. Always read the directions. Observe name and trademark. Good stuff. This here is very cute. This is a little train that brings us from one level to another, and we have to meet these things first in order to travel between levels. So if I go and try and use this, there's nowhere to go just yet, because I guess we can't go back into the training level. But so this is our first real level, and if we meet another one of these things in another level, we can travel between them. That's gonna be good. No, I don't think HD was a thing back in 2003. I think it was more like the issue about progressive things. And back then, I remember we in Europe, we had a better video system than the folks in America. So back then SD was a thing, and we had the regular European television system was called, or what we would call today, 576i, which, you know, doesn't sound like much. And the American system in today's world would be...
These hearts will bring you back if you should perish. Each heart gives you an extra life.
Which is nice. The American system was called 480i, or technically that's what we would call it today. Back then we just called it PAL and NTSC. And this is important because on the original Xbox we had a setting, and only on the American Xbox was this actually a thing, that was called 480p, and that was progressive scan, so that was kind of not HD, but it certainly was giving us a better picture quality than 480i or 576i. And the Xbox had a special breakout cable, the American Xbox had a special breakout cable that would make it appear that way on televisions that would support the RCA inputs. Very cool stuff. And this game was one of those that supported 480p, so the game had to actually support it. The Xbox supported it, but the game developers had to actually weave that into the code.
There must be something noisy around here.
Also, let's try and use another voodoo power, shall we? Oh, actually, let's not waste it on this guy. Let's waste it on somebody else.
Trout biscuit.
Trout biscuit, my foot. Ah, another guy. Some of these guys respawn, and it can get annoying, but the good thing is it'll give you basically unlimited amount of these pellets here. Maybe I'm not going to bother with these guys. I'm just going to hunt after these blue little things here. And of course, if I get into trouble, I'll make sure to hit these guys. So, let's see if we can ice this guy. Gator man. Very cool. So this was a different voodoo power. We had met the voodoo power with the needles before, and this was an anvil. And I guess this is something noisy. Let's take it with us. He looks so cute. Carrying a symbol there. Very nice. Oh, actually, shall we go over here and try to get that life? What do you think? I'm taking votes at this point. Sometimes it's crazy. Well, because the thing is, it may kill us, because from the water we're not going to come back. So I have to be, what the hey. Let's do this thing. The good thing is we have a shadow, so that's how I can aim myself at landing on one of these wooden poles here. Exactly, Julia. It's always this thing about platform games. You take so many risks and so many chances. Yeah, exactly. This doesn't actually look half bad. The background, I think this is a really nice shot here. It is, isn't it? Add a bit of depth of field to this and you won't even notice this is a blurry background. It's very cool. I love it. Now let's see if we can get out of here without jumping in the water. Woohoo! Mix of love. I like it, Christina. So I'll see if I can sneak past these guys and see what happens if we... Is there any more blue things in this level here? Oh, let's consult the starting screen. No, we've got them all. Got all the 20 blue things. Dragon... What's it called again? Dragon something. No pink pages. And there's one voodoo power that's usually at the end of the level. Come on, we can do this. Let's wake up the laziest boss in the history of video games. I think so, yes, because Voodoo Vince was saying something like, we need to wake him up. So I guess I'm going to stand here, Press X to use. Let's try it out. Ah. Oh, wow. I see.
What, no cash? Some piggy bank?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that wasn't nice. I mean, it was good that we did it, but yeah, I had expected more. So we wake him up, run away, and just it happens that in this spot here, this big, like 5-ton piece of lead jumped on top of us. And that was that. Oh, wow. We've made the first level of Voodoo Vince. I thought maybe this had something to do with it, but hey. We'll take it. Let's hike it out of here. Chainsaw voodoo power. Alright. Oh yes, and this
These
fly
gates
through.
must fall if your quest is to continue. 2 surly gas pumps rule this intersection. Be careful. They will do their best to stop you.
This fly through always shows us from the end of the level where we are now, and then kind of suggests what we need to do in order to get there. So I guess this is just the way back. This would get us back to the previous level, and this is now a much larger level. And again, same style, all kind of crooked houses, and it does remind me a little bit of Bourbon Street here, I have to say. It is almost like that. Let's stay downstairs for a while here and just have a look. Monsters bothering you? Use your voodoo powers. Yeah. Chevrette Avenue. I guess this means danger. Bottomless pits ahead. Oi. These guys keep respawning and they just want to lure you into this deep ravine here, so this is, you know, instant death. But, you know, being the adventurers that we are, we gotta explore it. Gotta explore it all. Oh, there we go. This is one of those trains. Oh, and there's a few of these blue things available. So I guess this would now, if we wanted to, bring us back to the previous level. This is our entire game world, which is very cool. So we're just here at the beginning. We can travel between Main Street and the docks, but then eventually we'll be able to travel all the way through to the right-hand side of the map, which is where the carnival is, and the big ending of the game, which isn't going to happen tonight, I'm sure. That's true. That's exactly right. And also, it means that once you, when you've explored 10 levels or so, you can literally seamlessly go back into level number 1 and then go back into level 10 or something. So you don't have to walk your way through several levels that you think, yeah, this is just costing time now. So yeah, that's a very nice way of doing it. So this here is kind of an open gas line. I don't think anything happens when we walk through it at the moment, but there is a trick that we can set all these things on permanent fire, and we'll do that in a moment. Indeed, Christina, non-linear. What's happening in your room? Do you have like a single room, or do you share it with other people in the hospital? Because I remember in Germany there was, it kind of depends on what health insurance you have. I remember that my friends always had to share rooms with people, whereas here it's kind of depending on which hospital you go to, you get single room accommodation. So here at Mount Sinai, which is the closest hospital to me, they have twin rooms, so you share with at least one person. But at Baptist Hospital, which is in kind of in Kendall in Miami, they had single rooms. So these guys are obviously not nice. That's just, you know, just pigeons. Oh, and there's flying things as well. Yeah, this guy, with the wings. They're so bad. Oh, it's Main Street. Alright. Good, single room. Awesome, awesome. And you've got Wi-Fi too, so I mean, you know, this is great. I think we have to go back to the beginning of this level because all these things, they're there so that we can, well, actually maybe just use one of our voodoo powers here and go boom. Chainsaw. Poor Vince. And then whatever happens to Vince, like in this case the chainsaw, that's gonna happen to all the enemies in the vicinity. Got some kind of... Oh, so he's chucking things at me. So the flying guy drops bombs here. That's not very nice. And then the... what is it? The petrol station, the gas station guy, he throws other things at me. Yeah. Flammable materials ahead. So I guess if we just come up here with some fire...
Hey, watch it, ugly!
We're going to be able to blow this thing right up. Oh, that's how it works. I'm glad you've secured yours, Christina. Oh my god. That's a nice sound effect. We should put that on the stream deck. But the good thing is I have plenty of lives. I don't have any voodoo powers at the moment. Oh, and these are some pink pages here. And they are... sometimes you just have to collect them, at the end of which you get...
These are skull pages.
Oh, there we go.
40 pages in an area, and you will benefit greatly.
In other words, you'll get an additional voodoo power. That's what she means. Oh, fantastic. Good stuff. As long as you can see us, that's all we want to know. That's all we need to know. And also, if it makes your life better while you're in hospital, that's perfect. I never liked the nights in hospital. Because just when you've gone to sleep, they come in and want to collect some blood at 5 in the morning. And sorry, do I need to put the big light on? Really? Almost more like 4 in the morning. Even earlier than that. I don't really remember where I am here. Let's try and walk this way. That's the one, exactly. Oh. Sometimes there's just so many of these guys here. It's annoying. Oh, so there's a heart up there. Can we get there? Yes! Aha! That's nice. Yeah, so all these things are basically... So there's... We'll find a fire. Here, there it is at the front. There's another heart? Where was it? Where did you see the heart? Oh, okay, I just got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So, this here seems to be like an open pipe that just rattles around, and since we're made of burlap, if we walk into that...
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Vince burns. But him being a little voodoo doll, it doesn't matter.
A guy made out of cloth could stay lit.
But no, a guy made out of cloth cannot stay lit. We don't really know how the fire ended up here. Perhaps it's not important. All that is important is that we can set ourselves on fire as many times as we want, and we last only so many seconds. So inside that time we need to do something in order to, if we ever wanted to get that fire back to the end of the level, we can just walk through here, walk through a gas pipe, and now that stays lit. And with that we can reignite ourselves. And this is how we can bring the fire forward bit by bit. Now I can ignite that, and I'll be lit for another, I don't know, 5 or so seconds. But now this is going to be a little bit of a tricky one here. Let me just light myself again, relight my fire. And light this thing. Okay, see if we can make it to the next one. Very cool. Alright. Now, of course, things get a little trickier. Oh, there we go. Boom. Aha. He doesn't burn, which is interesting. You've just walked through the fire. Well, I guess fire doesn't hurt us either. Boom. I'm not entirely sure what we need to do next. Aha. Someone's been sloppy with the gas.
Couldn't happen to two nicer guys.
Oh, so funny. I love it, yes.
I'm gonna kick your butt, Whip. Just wait till I get back on my feet.
Really?
You look duller.
Not so tough anymore, huh?
I'm gonna kick your butt, Whip.
Oh, and there's our voodoo power. There we go. This looks like a muffin here.
Rule.
Let's pick that up. Alien attack. That sounds good. The dance was so funny, wasn't it?
Hey, don't you
I'm sure we have more of these things. Look, we've got 10 of these things to collect and another 10 of these pages. So we could go after some more blue things, or we can see what happens when we introduce that gas can to the bulldozer thing here.
still in charge here?
Shall we do that? Yeah, aliens are awake. I wonder what that's going to look like. I don't quite remember that alien attack.
I'm still talking to you,
Yeah, but I think going after the blue bulldozer time? Alright, let's do that. It is important to collect the blue things though, because that'll give us extra health, and when we encounter stronger enemies soon, then we're going to need all the health we can get. But
Out of
hey,
gas.
well, let's just introduce that. That was enough, like 4 drops and the thing goes. I love it.
You're not so tough. I rule.
I'm sorry? Speak up, I can't hear you.
So funny. You're absolutely right about that. I think that is absolutely clear. There was a lot of passion involved. I don't think Voodoo Vince was ever a big money maker. And it was also not made by a large studio. So from what I gather, this was a little bit like the size of the Subnautica team when they got started. It was a small team and they just thought, hey, let's make a wacky platform game. And yes, that's exactly right. I think that's exactly how it happened. A labor of love, and I think you can feel that as well. You're absolutely right. There is? I never knew that. I don't know. If there is Voodoo Vince 2, I'd love to play it. I don't think I've heard of it yet.
To this large square, but he will require something from you.
Julia says she may have made that up, or maybe it's wishful thinking. But then at the same time, it may be. Maybe that's what's going to happen. So they liked it so much anyway that they've remade this game, which is really cool. And you know, that means also that's sometimes important to remake games so that they are playable on more modern platforms. So like if this was an exclusive for the original Xbox, which it was, and the original Xbox is no longer around, then you can only really buy one off eBay and hope it doesn't break, and that's how long you can play the game. But if you wanted to play it on modern hardware, that's going to be really difficult, unless you have dodgy emulators. Oh, that's the alien attack, look at that. Crumble to dust. Alright. Like the original Halo had a similar fate. The first and the second Halos, they've been made for, I believe, Mac OS, but an old version, so it's not OS 10, it was OS 9, I think. And for PC, Halo 2 as well, but it's been so successful that it's not been released, like the Halo 3 or any of the subsequent versions haven't been released on Windows. But the good thing is that after the immense success of the remastered version of Halo, Microsoft have finally decided to bring this out for Windows. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not much into shooter games, but Halo and Mass Effect, they were good. They were right up my alley, and I'm looking forward to playing the remastered version of Halo. Ah, there we go, another piece of transportation. Odious, some kind of shop, some kind of flying guy as well. I think it's very important that we're going to take care of this guy immediately, because if he's dead, then he can't throw these bombs anymore. Aha! Taken care of. You know, yes, and it's all about money, and it's just, oh my god, no! Oh dear. Ah.
The afterlife was really short.
What's annoying about dying is that all the enemies that you've killed come back. So this guy that I've just iced here, the flying guy, he's back. That's a shame. But hey. We'll be a little more careful next time. Oh, look at that. They all come out of the woodwork now. Yeah, so modern games, it is just such pressure, I guess, to get the product out on time and to succeed. I mean, the development costs of AAA games are just astronomical. And all the level builders and all the texture artists and animators. I mean, it is so complex to develop good-looking games these days. That really isn't easy anymore.
Nice, horsey. I didn't know statues could eat apples.
Do you know, I think Wolfenstein, that was also made by a fairly small team of people, and I think back in the day you could do it. And I think now, to just compete with the world, you have to put so much money into things. And even then, it may not be guaranteed that you're going to get a success. Like, I've played... What was the one that we played? It was made by Rockstar, I believe, or they wanted to make it. It was called LA Noire. And that was a game made in Australia, I believe. And it took so much time and effort and money to develop it. And in the end, it just didn't quite pull in the amount of money that they had expected. So yeah, not good. Yeah, exactly, like Fallout and Anthem, these things, they are like, what are they? $60, $80 for the minimum edition, and then the edition that you should really buy is the one for over $100. And you think that's just... I used to think that when they were asking $40 for a regular game, that was already way too much money. I thought, you know. But then if it gives you several weeks of good entertainment... So this guy's obviously guarding this door.
Excuse me, pal. I'm looking for someone. Tall lady, magical type, tied up. Have you seen her?
Museum's got many answers. Might have yours. Who knows? Let you in for a song.
A song? Isn't this a science museum?
Hey, this is the Big Easy. Come on. I just want somebody to jam with.
And I guess to jam, we need to buy an instrument. Lucky for us, we've seen one in the pawn shop. I guess then the question becomes, how do we get in the pawn shop to get it out? Or how do we get money to buy it from the pawn shop, and all these things. So little puzzles that we have to solve here. And aside from collecting blue things and pink pages, which is a clue, so there's a, we can get this voodoo power here. That's a good idea. Let's get that. What we need to do here is a bit of time travel. It's a very clever way of making us solve this puzzle. So our mission, should we choose to accept it, so aside from killing everybody here, which is what I'm going to do right now, that's what he looks like from the inside. Very interesting.
Give me more of those.
Very interesting way of killing these enemies with a bear trap here.
Where does it all go?
Yes, where indeed. So we need to get up on top of this clock tower so that we can change the time, because I'm not sure if we've seen that here. Many of these shops around here, they are only open at a certain time. Like this one, I don't know if we need to go in here first, I don't really know.
Open from noon to 3 p.m. 2 kung fu movies for the price of 3.
Not a good deal as far as I'm concerned. But what we need to do then is to make sure if we wanted to go into this
Open from
establishment
noon to 3
here,
p.m. 2 kung fu movies for the price of 3.
we need to make sure that it is between 12 and 3. And the clock up there now reads 4, as they just told us. So we can have to go up there and mess with the clock. The Big Easy. Yes, and that makes sense because the New Orleans is kind of the maybe center of voodoo stuff and all that.
Costume ball, 5 to 8 p.m. Cash prizes. Costume required.
So I guess if we enter with the right costume here, we get a cash prize if we win, and the cash we can use to buy this trumpet that we've seen there. What can we do here? The Jazz Rooster.
A jazz club. Live jams from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m.
It is funny, isn't it?
A jazz club. Live jams from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Open 8 to 11, but we need to give this guy cash to get this trumpet out. Perhaps this is the costume we can wear. If they'll let us. Well, there we go. We'll win those contests no problem. All we have to do now is go climb on top of that clock tower and change the time. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just go and wind up clock forward and then... So let's just remember, what was this time again? Between 5 and 8. Okay, cool.
I'm no scientist, but that clock must have something to do with time.
Poindexter. So this thing doesn't do anything just yet, but usually when we stand on these things and we press a button, you cannot use this pad yet. So we stand on here and then we press a button. Usually it comes up with a button. Now it doesn't quite work yet, but it's cool. We're gonna go and make our way up there the hard way. So funny. Yeah, the power of transparency maps. Oh, great, Christina, I love it. This is good. Oh, did you notice I've made the chat a little bit less intrusive in Vision? Let me know what you think of that. I don't actually know how to get... Oh, there we go. That's what we got up here. I think these pages, they're a little bit of a hint of how you have to approach this thing. Oh, an apple! Let's see what this apple does. What do we do with this apple? Usually we have to pick these things up. Maybe it's because we're currently... I can't pick it up. Maybe it's because I'm wearing this mask thing that I can't actually do that. Is this the way up? Ah, yeah, okay. So there was a trick about this, I remember, about this clock thing. Oh, there's also this whole thing behind here, behind the clock tower that we need to explore. I believe when we get up here, we walk. What was the time again? 5 to 8, right? I think as I walk, every once in a while there's people coming out of these things, so I'm gonna have to go and jump. So let me see if I can make it between 5 and... Oh, there we go. Oh, survived. Well, it gives me an AM and a PM time as well, so it's 8 PM, okay. There, between... Ah, there we go. Haha! Oh my god, terrible. I've survived. Yeah, and it's also just all so cute, isn't it? I think I'm gonna make my way downstairs back through these broken things. I remember Julie and I have been playing this for literally for hours on the Xbox back then, just to acquire all these little things. Oh man, I have to really trust where I'm going here. It's one of those nasty things about platform games that the camera angle is ultimately awkward in narrow conditions like now. It's really difficult to see what I'm doing, where I'm going. I'm thinking of going after that heart downstairs. Is that a good idea? Yeah, let's do that. How do we get back from there though? What the hell? We're gonna work it out. Aha! Oh, and then I can always use first-person view. Or do I just walk forward? No, that was just looking through the wall. I think we can't really see this here. Yeah, there's this bit here. I could just about jump to. Oh, there we go. Oh! Ah, what a shame. Should have double jumped. Oh yeah, good stuff. I have lost my mask though. But here's hoping that the time hasn't changed. I don't think it has. Let's see what the costume ball thing has to say now that we can walk up to it. If it is still the correct time, it just goes and lights up yellow, so we can just walk straight in.
Costume ball.
Ah.
5 to 8 p.m.
Oh, it's too
Cash
late.
Prizes. Costume required.
Oh man, that's terrible. Well, let's go back out, shall we? Maybe there is an advantage to it, now that we're not wearing the mask anymore. Do you know, I've just realized, I think as long as I just die and I still have a life, I think it may not be so bad because none of the enemies have come back, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, what is with the apple? Why to pick up? Okay. Yes, if we give that to the horse, and then I don't have to walk up this thing anymore. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to sail down using these pink pages here.
Excellent. Getting all the pages makes a power skull appear. Use the action pad to make it fly.
if we could find it. And then it goes and flies, and we have to kind of follow it. There's a kind of a funky little mini game there. Let's see if Horsey wants an apple. All right. We go make our way up here. Now... Haha! No more acrobatics. 5 o'clock. Alright. Well, that should do the trick, shouldn't it? Yeah, but if it's between 5 and 8, 7:39 p.m. should do the trick, shouldn't it? I just don't want to get... Oh yeah. I just don't want to get kicked off the thing here again. Five to 8, perfect. So that should be cool, right? We are between 5 and 8. Let's go and see where we can find that mask again. It was somewhere behind the... Somewhere behind the house. What did you say? Oh, maybe I can land on top of this little roof here. Grab these 3 dragonfly things. It's just like in a Mario game. You have to go and try and get onto these really difficult places. Aha, very good. Let's see if they let us in that club to win a cash prize. Aha! That sound effect is not made by Julia, by the way.
Freshly minted fake money.
So much money too. What are we going to do with it? Let's buy the trumpet. I love it. I guess the first thing we need to do is find out when that shop is open, redo the time, and then try and get in. We're not going to see that Kung Fu movie by any chance, are we? No. 2 movies for the price of 3, that odious. Do you remember when that shop was open? We're going to have a look. Fine Pawn. Excellent. 8 to 11 a.m. Okay. Let's remember, because I will have forgotten by the time I get up to the clock tower. Hope I can hold on to all my freshly minted fake money. Thank you. Yeah. 11 a.m. will be here soon, and it's different people as well that come out there. Hey, woo, okay, that should be enough, right? PM is afternoon and AM is morning. So in Europe, in the UK and in America, they like this 12-hour clock, and then I think it's a Latin abbreviation for anti-something and post-something. Meridian, says Julia. And so midnight is 12 a.m. and then there's 1 a.m., 2 a.m. that's in the morning, and then up until 11 a.m. that's basically 11 a.m. in the morning, and then at noon that's 12 p.m. that's lunchtime basically. Oh, sorry. Wrong place indeed. Oh, sorry. Duh. Yes, couldn't remember. 8 a.m. There we go. Let's buy that trumpet.
This ought to be good for something.
Let's go jamming, yes. Can go straight to the horse's mouth. No pun intended. Let's see if we can jam with the man. Actually, see if we can get out of here first. Oh, I've just come from here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 24-hour clock. We have a microwave that defaults to 12-hour clock, but it is possible to set it to 24 hours. But it is so difficult to do. You have to jump through so many menus, it's not just one button. Alright, my man, let's do this thing.
Man, good thing I don't have a nose, 'cause you stink.
Oh. That's not very nice, is it? Absolutely. So rude. Madame Kaufman's risky burlesque. Let's do that. Perhaps the friendly people at the jazz club will give us a few pointers of how not to stink. Oh my god.
My granny hits harder.
Something going on down here? Oh, more enemies. Oh well. My granny hits harder. Oh, that's still the burlesque club. The jazz club. That was further up here, wasn't it? Oh yeah, there. The thing is also, when we played this game the first time, we looked at that mask. 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Official stop on the Aging Monsters of Jazz tour.
A jazz club. Live jams from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Oh, let's remember that. 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Yeah, absolutely. This way? Oh, ow. Oh, ow, dude. What was it again? 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Thank you. At least I know where this guy's coming from. Ow! Why does this always happen? (11 p.m.) Good time for a jazz session. 8, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Fantastic. Alright. Oh look, there's another blue thing. Let's grab that while we're here. Yeah, speaking of awkward camera angles, this is one of them. Dude, that's terrible. Oh, and I can't punch anymore because I'm carrying something, so I can only round punch people. Oh my god, and he comes back. This is terrible. I'm getting out of here. Oh, more blue things. Okay, Jazz Club. Lead the way.
Like, let's shake it, Daddy-O.
He's now officially cool. Yeah, it's not just about being able to play the instrument. You gotta look the part too. Ah, very good, Vince. The artiste. And the shades slightly large. I'm not entirely sure how they remain attached to his head, but hey. Ah, there he is, huh? Daddy-O. Come on.
Yeah, that was nice. Warms my heart, wherever it is. The boss will see you now, but watch your step. He's in a bad mood today.
Boss?
Yeah, that is slightly disconcerting, isn't it? Well done, Voodoo Vince. What do you think? Shall we walk through it, or shall we hunt a little bit more for blue things? I'll take votes. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. The good thing is we can always come back to this level and, you know, do other things like follow the skull. That is kind of crazy. Let's see. 27 out of 45. Then there's one more voodoo power, which I think we get when we step through this here. But then there's also this skull that we need to follow. Yeah, exactly. I can always come back and we can see how far we can make it. And then when it gets too difficult, we can always then start collecting other things in the lower levels. Yeah, for now, I think let's just go through that magic portal here and see what happens next. 25. Well, okay, so it's 17 more. At the museum. Let's have a look. Well, we're here, you know. Do you remember where the museum was? Was that left or right of here? Oh. Oh, I was at the museum. Is the museum the thing with the horse in front of it? Is that it? That could well be the museum. The Skull Man, the Skull Man. Oh, right, okay, right, okay, so go through this, right? That's what you mean. I don't see them. Oh, you mean this thing here, up here, this thing here? That skull guy here? Right, yes. Okay, perfect. So I've got everything then. I'm sorry, what do I need to chase? Oh, the purple guy, you mean the skull thing here? Yeah, okay, we can do that. That's gonna be difficult, but... Right, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this guy, so what happens with this guy here is that we need to go underneath him and then jump up, and he'll then go and set off on a journey through the whole level. We need to kind of follow him, and he'll stop eventually at the end of this, and then we need to basically catch up with him, bump into him, and then we get that extra voodoo power. And I guess that would be really difficult. We have done it though. Let me give it one try. I'm up for it. Sometimes half the battle is finding a way to start this thing off. I think this is a good way of doing it. awkwardcameraangles.com. Okay, are we ready for this? Let's do it. Oh, there's a heart over there as well. All we can see is the pink mist that he leaves behind. And he's going on this rooftop here. And that's why I'm losing him. He's all the way up here. Oh, that's a good idea. And then this is where he stops. And then he comes back. But this, we don't have to worry about the way back, but we have to kind of get to this location on top of the jazz club there. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, Julia. We'll go and kick him off, and then we just try to go on the horse, get kicked up on top of the roof, and then we take it from there, because I think that's an easier way to get there. That's a very good idea. Via these platforms, you think? Oops. Okay. Okay, Mr. Skull, let's try this again. Oh, there's another heart. We can get the heart. Oh, I see what you mean. All this animation and all. Go past this and hope we're gonna go on top of this roof. Yes, there we go. Oh, no way! We've missed him. The hard way? Yeah, I think that'll probably save us some time. Good, we got some more of the blue things here. That's kind of cool. Yes, that's the way to do it. Absolutely. That is very tough. It's also, you know, all these little things here. One blue thing per platform. And once you get the first one, you don't know if you're going to survive after the second. But hey, I guess that's where the hours of fun in this game kind of come in. Or in every platform game. There's also that small level of frustration that's involved. But it only gets worse. We're not quite there yet, so it's not quite frustrating just yet, but sometimes, especially if you've been playing for hours and hours and you go, oh man, let me just have that one thing. Stay, and yeah, dude, I was totally there. Oh man. Super Mario is a great example of a super frustrating game. I don't know why they made it that hard. It really didn't have to be that hard. I've been playing Super Mario Sunshine. That's on the GameCube. That was one of the launch titles for the GameCube, and that is just impossible to do. We totally had him, absolutely. Oh, SNES. That's a good console. I don't think I ever had one. The first time I played Mario was on the Game Boy, on the original Game Boy. I remember I had spent all my pocket money on an afternoon on a Game Boy, and I can't quite believe I did that. And that was the first time after so many years that I've actually played. That was not good. I'll go back. That I played a real console type game. My God, was that good. And the original Game Boy was terrible in regards to, you couldn't really see the screen. It had this black and white thing, and you had to sit in a position where there was just enough sunlight without catching reflections, and you could see it. And I remember sitting in this chair in front of a window. It was a marathon session, like 20 minutes or so. And it was a very exhilarating experience, I remember that. Let's see if we can get this guy now. Oh, back in the day. How old was Eric then? Oh, really? Ah. Oh, man. Yeah. SNES. That was called that in Germany as well, wasn't it? I seem to remember NES and Super NES. The one that I always got confused was the Sega thing. It was, I think in Europe we called it the Master System, and over here it was called the Genesis or something like that. That always confused me. But I think the Nintendos, they were called the... Actually, there was another thing. There was the Famicom, wasn't it? That was something else. It was called Famicom in Japan or something, but in America it was called the Nintendo Entertainment System, I think. I think we're making good time here. Come on, dude, we know exactly where you're gonna land. Somewhere here. Oh, we're waiting for you, dude.
Amazing!
Aha!
You are very nimble in spite of your spindly little limbs. Each power skull you catch expands your ability to store beads.
That's why that was so important. So now we can store 2 voodoo powers. Well done, Vince! Look at him go! Oh, this is something I want to show you. I'll just leave him standing here. So this is basically you facing in a nondescript direction, and then you do something like, I don't know, look at a walkthrough of how to do this next level, and watch what Vince does. Every once in a while he does these idle movements that are so cool. Sometimes he just, scratches himself, but if he's getting really bored, he's going to look at the camera in a moment, and that is just so cool. Or he takes his eye out. That is also very cool. Polishes it. Come on, Vince. You can do it. Yeah, like that. Come on, dude. Move me around. It is so funny. Okay, before we leave this level, there's only one other thing I'd like to do, and that is get hold of these 2 little blue things that we've spotted here. I'm sure there's more down in these labyrinths there, but I think I can just about reach these two guys here. There, number 1, number 2. There's also a heart that I'm thinking of getting, which was like literally left of that heart here. Put your eye back in, my goodness. I bet there's something down here as well. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, see? Haha! Not entirely sure how we're going to get out of here again. Whoa, Vince close-up. Oh, wow. That is very clever. Yeah, but it all just adds to this experience, isn't it? It's just this almost unpredictable thing that you get there. World of Warcraft. I don't think I've ever played that game. Whoops. Oh, that's bad. Huh. Just about made it. Right, let's leave this level and see what's behind door number 3. Thanks for the wonderful session here, dude. Oh, well, he mentioned a boss. I guess this is a boss level. $120 days.
Just a pile of bones. I wonder where that boss guy is.
Ah. Perhaps it's the massive thing in the middle of the room.
This can't be good. Definitely not good.
Bring the lightning inside, Vince. You must find the Zap Hat and find a way to bring down the fury of the storm onto yourself. It will work. Really.
Well, it looks like all we can do is walk around in a circle and evade this guy's tail. That looks like something we could do. Okay, the Zap Hat. Killer's Dino Bosses. Excellent. Ha! And of course we have an upstairs. Let's have a look at that. Hope this massive tail thing can't get us here. Oh no, but the massive head thing can do that. Ah. That does that. Bites pieces out of that. That's not very nice, is it? Watch your teeth. Watch me, goddammit. Huh. Let's keep walking into this direction and see what happens. Clockwise, always good. Oh, there's a heart, look at that. What did this thing do then that we just unleashed here? that. What do we do with that? Looks like it's aimed at... Ooh. Oh, there's more levers. Oh, I see. There's more levers over here. So I think our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to evade the big dino's mouth here. Okay, that looks promising. Oh, don't bite me. No, you can bite that, that's cool. Don't bite me, don't bite me. Yeah, you've bitten that already. I don't think you need to bite that again. Oh, is this another lever thing here? Yes. Why am I dead? Oh, good.
Darn. Still ugly.
But it looks like we've pressed all the levers. I think that thing's got kind of survived. Try to evade his little tail here. Dino boss. Oh, I see. So we need to pick up that helmet and then we need to step on this platform there, maybe? On this here? Yeah, I guess. Okay, let's do that. Let's go back to that helmet. Ah. Oh my god. And oh yeah, follow the tail, that's good. No surprises there for us. And X to use.
And next time, stay extinct. Say, what's that down there?
Well, it looks like that's our way out. Just have to be able to land in the middle of that void there. Oh, now it's nice relaxing music. That's nice, isn't it? I could go and grab that heart here, I guess. Is that something we should do? Yeah? Shall we do that? Let's do that. No, I think it saves every time we go through a portal, like another level. So if I go through this, it would go and save the game. Maybe we should do that. Let's do that. That'll save it. There's me assuming that when I come back, the boss is still extinct. Let's have a look if that's the case. I think it is. But, you know, we'll find out. Oh yeah, there we go. Still extinct. Some light rain coming in here too. I don't think I can jump over here to get that heart, but I think I can just go leisurely walk over this. You're absolutely right, Christina. It is kind of stressful. It is very stressful. Okay. How do we get that heart? Is that from here? Or we need to go from the top? No, I think we need to do that from here. I mean, from the top, I guess we could just go and hover down there. That's an idea. From here? I think I can just about make it over here, but then will I be able to jump on top of that? Let's try. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Yes.
Tastes like trout biscuit.
Everything tastes like trout biscuit to you. I like that the shadow here is just a mini version of VOODOO Vince basically. But it really helps aim where you're gonna land. I'm not sure if I can make that from here. If I have to go, I think I'm gonna have to go back. We'll get to the level. I think that when we get towards the end, there are so many really stressful, complex levels where all these things that we're moving on now, or these types of platforms, they'll be moving, and there's nothing next to it or in the middle of it, and you know, these things will happen all the time. It is seriously stressful when we get to that point. Yeah, I think I can just about make it from here. That's very true, yeah. Yeah, I believe 2001. That's when that was made. Killer boss. Fantastic. Ouch.
Hey, watch the equipment.
Sorry. Say, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Nice gal, kinda wise looking, bound head to foot.
Well, I might be able to help you, given a little incentive. You scratch my shell, I scratch yours. You know what I mean?
I hope not.
Tell you what, I'm working on a highly complex project here, very advanced and scientific. Only a gifted inventor like me can grasp the theories involved.
You're building a balloon.
Yeah.
Looks like you need some cloth for the balloon, a propeller to steer it, and some gas for the burner.
Yeah?
I'm on it. See you later. And while I'm gone, why don't you invent some breath mints?
Oh, poor turtle. Well, I mean, how hard can it be? So, Christina, where you are now, it's about 6 in the morning, right? Oh, look at that, 6 a.m. breakfast time. Hey, at least they got you tea. That is not bad. Enjoy the tea. How exciting. That is very nice. Don't put the ice cubes in the tea though, because, you know, well, actually, it'll make you iced tea. Actually, it'll make you lukewarm tea. Have them separately. And how many Zwieback have you got? Is it, did they give you 2 generously, or is it just 1? And also, are they the plain ones, or are they flavored ones? Because I remember there used to be some with, I think, coconut on one side. That was really nice. They weren't that bad. Plain ones. 3! Wow! My god! I'm not sure if you can eat all of them. Hey, but it'll be good. It's something to get you started. And hey, they are kind of, they're, what do we call them? Actually, the plain ones are just very hard, small pieces of white bread. And they're called that because they're baked twice, basically. They're super dry, and babies have them. And they're good for, if you have diarrhea, basically, you have those. They're very, very plain food. They're crunchy. Of course! What do we call them here, Dreamlab? Is there an American word for that? They're a little bit like crisp bread, consistency-wise. They're much thicker, and they're, yeah. Rusk, that's the one. Rusk is exactly what it is, Christina. That's exactly right. And there's a special Dutch version of Rusk. They are bigger than the German versions. So the German version is kind of small and square, a little larger than a kind of slice of pumpernickel. It's a bit like a piece of white bread cut in 4 pieces. That's kind of the size. And the Dutch version is round and a bit bigger and not as hard, so they're a bit softer. They're very nice too. I'm just trying to remember what we need to do in this level. I think we can't really do anything up here. This is just where we meet this inventor in his lab, but I don't think we do anything here. We go downstairs in a moment, and then we'll go and collect all these pieces, and I think they then get us through some of these doors in the top. So that's where we always arrive, when we retrieve one piece of whatever he needs to build his amazing secretive super machine. Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I do remember the German packet had this baby face on it. Do they still do that? I think we're just going to go jump down here. Oh, right. And they called it Sweetback. That's so cool. Oh. Ow. Oh, no harm done. Good stuff. Let's start with this door. So there's this door here that we can go through. There's another one here. And there's one that is slightly further up, which is somewhere. We'll get there. Oh, right, okay. That baby's gonna be grandfather by now. Because he was from the... He was...
Two of the items you seek are beyond blocked passageways. There are monsters you can trick into helping you.
Updated baby, I like it.
Hey, run! Why don't you just turn around and go back? You'll never get past the stuff I cooked up down here.
Yeah. From the 50s, that's what I remember. I like it, certain packaging, if that never changes, it's just so refreshing, isn't it? You know exactly what you get. And why the contents hopefully haven't changed, so why change the packaging? Oh no. Awkward camera angles, and you can't even look at what's happening and where this thing is being thrown from. Ah yes. Water dripping from the ceiling. Some guy chucking stuff. But we have a voodoo power, so... maybe I'm gonna try my luck. Try to ice this guy very quickly. Oh, there we go. No need to ice him. I can just go through here. Oh, well, now I'm back in the central arena. I didn't solve the puzzle. Oh, or have I? Look at that. Another voodoo power. Laxative. Nice one. can kill somebody with laxative these days. What will they think of next? Which reminds me, I do need to pick up that prescription for that stuff Dr. Zomsteed prescribed for my colonoscopy. Maybe I should do live feed from the colonoscopy central thing. Julia disagrees. Okay, let's try this again. So I guess going upstairs wasn't the best way out of here. I don't even remember where that was now. Was that through here? Oh no, okay. Oh, another voodoo power thing. I think I can only store 2 at the moment, so I'm not going to go and catch that just yet. I may just use one up first. I'll see what this... Does this contraption do anything? Oh yeah, there's a lever upstairs. Okay, let's try and press it, see what happens. It's kind of easier said than done, isn't it? Not taking a chance. Oh yeah, this is the laxative superpower. I love it. Ay caramba! Okay, let's pick up that voodoo power while we're here and see if we can press that lever somehow on the upstairs there. How am I gonna get up there? Maybe this isn't meant to happen yet. That's right, maybe the wheels spin and they go half up and that'll be how I can get up there. But then of course, how will I spin the wheels? Yes. Yes, that, you're absolutely right. Something is afoot. Look at that, speaking of feet, mucky feet. I leave footprints behind. So funny. Oh, and this is the same entrance. Okay. This, where does that get us? Oh, this is where I've been to first, and that just gets us upstairs, so there's nothing happening here. So then the answer to our puzzle, ladies and gentlemen, must lie here somewhere. Oh, there's a little train. I'm trying to punch this guy while I'm in the air, like so. Ha! Hopefully he doesn't come back. I find these flying things particularly annoying. What is this place? Press X to use. Well, maybe later. Ah! That looks like a much more suitable exit for us. Blocked by some boulders. There's another thing blocked by boulders here. So it looks like this is where we get the propeller. Maybe that's what it means. You get the propeller here and you get the... some kind of rocket thing here. Ah, that's I could try it. I don't think so. Vince doesn't think so either. I don't think so. I think the voodoo power is only for enemies. I don't think it blows up boulders. But it is a good thing. Let's keep it in mind and see if we get stuck. Yeah, let's have a look what's in here. Door number 57. Ah! Mysterious lever. And some pizza boxes. Let's see what happens when we press this.
Good job, Vince.
Aha!
The wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning. Move through here, I think so. Oh, they're turning fast too. Oh dear. Yeah, they've made the Five Guys do a really good salad burger. So no bun, just salad wrap. And then the burger's inside, but I guess they can't really do that with pizza. So that type of burger is okay on the keto diet. But yeah, keto pizza? One day. And then we'll quickly jump up here, grab a hold of heart number 8. Oh, look at that. And then there's another lever. Woohoo! Oh wow, so it's basically just cheese with cheese.
We're almost there.
Ah. Oh, that's why cauliflower pizza is, that's what that's for. Oh, I see. They do look delicious, I must say. I always thought it's just regular pizza with cauliflower on top of it as a topping. Man. Oh my god, really? So cool. You see, those things are actually very creative and useful. What I cannot, for the life of me, understand are things like... Yes, what was it called? There are things, you know, what I can't for the life of me understand are things like that just don't make sense, you know? I mean, like fat-free half and half, for example. That's just
Very
why, you know?
nice. A hidden place can now be explored.
Ah. Thank you for the tip. I must try that out. Because I do, in my day job, I do so much shopping for other people, and I often think, really, you eat that? But now that you've explained it to me, this is actually making sense. Like, especially the cauliflower pizza. This looks a bit like the endless toaster here, doesn't it? Also looks like a bit of an exercise in patience. Aha! We've made it! How about halloumi?
The monsters are free. Be careful. If you stand too close, they will try to roll into you and blow up.
Whoa. Yeah, halloumi is one of my favorite cheeses when fried. It's a bit salty, but it stays in one piece when you fry it. And stay dead. Oh man. Also these guys, they just keep replicating. Oh, I see. Look, they come rolling towards you and then they explode. So it's a little bit like what we had with GLaDOS earlier. If I can get them to...
This must be one of those blocked tunnels
Yes,
Charmaine
look at
was
that.
yapping about.
I'm luring them to these boulders. And that'll blow these things off. Dude, get over here. Got a job for you. Oh, just one of you will do fine. Yeah, this way. Aha! Well, now the only question is, are we going to go for the propeller or for the other thing? What do you think, propeller? I mean, we're nearly there. We might as well just walk through this door. The propeller. Let's do it. Roachfoot, the propeller room. Oh, and there it is.
Spinning high above this cavern is a perfect propeller for the doctor's balloon. Reaching it will be difficult. Removing it from the ceiling will pose a challenge as well.
Ah. Wouldn't that be nice? All we need for that is the portal gun, actually. Oh, Julia wants to go to bed. Okay. Well, let's just have a quick look at how we get to this thing. Oh, there's another flying thing up there. There's that lever. There's some kind of a stone bridge here. That looks interesting. Well, as long as we can decipher the pattern, we know where to walk onto and what to avoid. Yeah, I think the propeller is part of this thing that he wants us to use. Yeah, there we go. Propeller switch. Awesome. That sounds good. Let's press the propeller switch. See what happens. Ah, you cannot use this pad yet. Uh-huh. That's not what we want. There's also another door here. I wonder if that's our way out. Mysterious. So it looks like there's some platforms over here that would get us over here, or we just walk through this tunnel thing. It's creepy now, isn't it? Maybe we can just walk over here. Oh yeah. And there's a heart in the corner, so we'll go and grab that quickly. Yes. Good AI at work there. But what I need to do, I don't really understand right now. I guess the only thing I can do is then go back and go through this tunnel again, just to try and make it over to the other side there. That's the only thing I can do right now. How do we get back here? So it looks like this fairly similar pattern. It just... all these things kind of travel towards me, so I can just go and... oh, actually, it's even... nah, I see, I can't go over here, can I? Oh yes, and that is just the beginning, Dreamlab. That is just introducing us to the meanness of the developers. There. I remember also, that's one thing about platform games, I always liked them, but I was never any good at them to be able to enjoy them. So I think that was a long journey for me to get over this anger and frustration that comes with trying to enjoy a good game. And you enjoy the graphics and you enjoy the story, and then there inevitably comes a point where you think, yeah, but I can't play it. It's just, I'm not skilled enough to press the buttons in the right combinations that would make me do so that I can get over these puzzles. Yeah, double A then B to travel further. Yeah, of course, like so. And it's all those types of skills that are just very difficult to come by, because no one really explains you what you need to do in order to do all these things. Get over long ledges and do double jumps and rolls forwards and spin left and sideways and all that. Why was that? Is it because it was just too frustrating? Because I would totally understand that. VOODOO Vince can probably not swim. I mean, we haven't tested this yet, but I'm just guessing here. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I always liked platformers, but at the same time I also hated them. And it's just in recent years that I've really taken to them and played games that I was never really good at. I remember like Jak and Daxter on the PlayStation 3, for example. I bought that when that came out, and I thought, beautiful game, really nice animations. Oh, that was just me. That was stupid. Yeah, and it's only in recent years that I've rediscovered those classics, because now, literally 20 years later, I can finally play those things without getting too much interference from my own anger and frustration. Haha! We've made it! Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, I was the other way around. I've been interested in console games without ever being, overly... I was never a nerd, like, I bought the PlayStation when it was cheap already. So when it was like 3 years in circulation already. And when the PlayStation 4 was just about to come out, so I'm waiting for that sweet spot between the consoles now affordable, and also most of the games have now been released. I did the same with the PlayStation 4. So I bought a PlayStation 3 fairly late in the life cycle, and then I think I bought a PlayStation 2 in 2001. Just after 9/11, actually. I had seen a demo in a shop window back in Ealing, and I thought, my god, Gran Turismo 3, that was just so cool. What amazing graphics. Car racing game. And I was telling my friend that I really want to buy one, but it was so much money that I'm thinking, it was £300 back then, like about 400 something dollars, and I was thinking, that's just way too much money for a toy. And September 11 had just happened. It was about October, November or something. And he was saying, you know what, you may never get a chance to do this unless you do it pretty soon, because everyone after 9/11 was thinking that London may be the next goal for terrorist attacks. And so inspired by that, I thought, hey, you may have a point there. And I went out and bought one. And then a week or two later, they had a massive price drop. So what used to be £300 was then all of a sudden £210.
That big propeller ought to work for the balloon.
Oh, yeah, 2600. That is vintage stuff. That was on par with all the whole 8-bit era, the Commodore 64 and the Atari XL and all those types of things, wasn't it? That was the 2600, right? Or was that before then? I remember the first games console that we had. Yeah, I think it would drive you mad. Yes, if you're used to keyboard and mouse control, you're just so much faster with that compared to the game controller. And that's why I'm using on the PC. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller because I'm so used to the gamepad controls. Yeah, I mean, like you say, sometimes it's available for just over $200, the PlayStation 4. And they really have done a great job there. So the hard disk, you get the smallest hard disk that the thing has, and you can just upgrade it with anything if and when you feel like it. I have a PlayStation 4, but I find myself not using it very much actually. I keep coming back to the PlayStation 3 and those games from, well, basically PlayStation 2 remasters. But there are some very good games on the PlayStation 4, so there's the whole Uncharted series, there's Jak and Daxter, that's a good game. But yeah, some Japanese games that are not even popular in the West, let alone anyone's heard of them. Now, where am I gonna go next? Is the propeller what's gonna get me over to the other side here? Oh no, there it is. There's another lever right over there. And that little elevator gets us down. Yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can get over here first. Another blue thing. Yeah, Persona 5, I've heard a lot about it. It's available very cheap on the PlayStation Store, so you don't even have to get that. Most of the games that were released for PlayStation 4 were released on the online store there, so you don't have to get discs in anymore. I mean, only in very rare cases do you need disc-based games, like some Japanese titles. They've got the Japanese, whatever it's called, App Store, PlayStation Store, and they're regional, so you get some things only from certain regional stores. So with an American account you can only get American games. Ha! I think Persona, it must be Persona 4, that's available for cheap on the PlayStation 3. But I've heard good things about Persona 5 too, so maybe that is something I should be looking into. I have an Elgato card, and I can hook up both the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 for some streaming, so that might come in handy. if there's anything you want to try out, I can always get it, and then we can perhaps do that as a stream. Just to get a feel for what it's about, see if we can explore it together. I'd be up for that. Especially because I've heard things about Persona 5 too, that I've not played it myself. There! Propeller stopped! I see, so now we have to go downstairs and perhaps then... Perhaps then the propeller is gonna fall down. Or something. What do you think? Shall we jump? I think we've done everything up here. We just go jump down to this tiny little island here. Take the lift? Okay, we'll take the lift. How do we get to the lift though? Oh, over here of course. I don't think so, no. I think Vince can... Well, first of all, we've got the hover power, so we can just jump, and then just before he lands I could start the hovering, so that'll be fine. But I think since he's only a lightweight burlap little doll, I think I can jump from heights and not get him killed. But, you know, we'll be nice. We'll take the lift. I mean, you know, we've got it. What's going down here, by the way? That's something I'd like to have a quick look at. Oh. Huh. Let's grab that propeller thing first. I believe I got my PlayStation about 2 years ago. And it was Amazon's deal of the day or something. And it was the edition that came with Uncharted 4 and another game as a download. The Last of Us remastered for the PS4. And all that was $229. 500 gigabyte version. And it's kind of cool. It comes with everything. It comes with one controller and a little microphone thing that you plug into the controller, and then you can start streaming right away too. So it comes with YouTube and Twitch integration. So basically anyone can press a button and boom, you're live. That looks much smaller. Oh, Vince. That looks tiny when it flew down there. Look at that.
How about finding some fuel?
That's all? Thanks, get some fuel? That's terrible. Well, I think perhaps this is the ideal opportunity to save the game and for me to join my wife in bed perhaps, and maybe we can pick this up another day. It's getting dark. But, you know, it was really, really nice to hang out with you. Yes, it is super easy to swap out the drive. It's just a regular 2.5 inch drive, any size accepted. And I think you just pull out a little tab and then you just take the old one out, put the new one in. You can even make a backup, so you can take a USB adapter and plug it into the front thing of the PlayStation, and then you go and call a backup command, and then it just backs up that drive to an external drive, like a larger one, and then you can swap them over, no problem at all. So yeah, don't get the one with the higher drive, get the smallest drive, the cheapest thing you get, and just replace it yourself. There's also the PlayStation Pro, I believe, technically the same CPU, just a slightly faster GPU. It kind of does 4K-ish games, but I don't think it's that useful. The integrated streaming function with the PlayStation Pro does 1080p 60. The regular version only does 720p 60 when you do streaming directly from the console. But if you use an external card and stream with your PC, then you can do 1080p 60 there as well. So, you know, not really worth doing it for that. Yeah, great. let's chat some more. Christina, I hope you're gonna get better soon. Let me just go and see if we can. How do we actually save this? We just go exit. Is that it? Your progress in this zone will be lost. Well, oh yeah, but it had just saved because we went through this portal there, even though we didn't walk through it. So we're just gonna go return to the voodoo shop. Christina, I hope you're gonna get better and they're gonna release you. I don't want you to hang out in the hospital for too long. If you do get stuck, I'm working tomorrow until 6 p.m. my time. If you are still in the hospital, let me know. Maybe we can arrange another session to make that next night pass by much faster and keep playing VOODOO Vince at night. Other than that, I hope you're gonna make it back home. So glad your sister brought your laptop. Dreamlad, thank you so much for hanging out. It was fantastic. Do 2 fantastic gaming sessions in one day is just absolutely cool. We'll meet again soon. And I'm gonna go to bed now. Take care. Bye-bye.